Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. And we'll put it going across this way. It's all the way up across. We'll let it get and do this bit and then turn round. Keep a little bit of an eye on it. Once we've done this a couple times, we'll then go and get ourselves the fence. We will drive the fence down to the dealership, and we will get ourselves there's a push bar that we need to get. So let's just make sure this one is right now. What's it doing? Oh, I see. It's turning. It's turning. It's testing. It's doing all sorts of things. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Right. Baling technology. Are you under baling technology? You are. We want that one right there. Biobalers are used to press poplars into bales. It's $100,000 for that one right there. It's not a cheap machine by any stretch. So we're definitely gonna be leasing that one. So wheel setup, you've got standard, and then you've got the wide tires for an extra $1,500, take it up to $101,000. We're obviously gonna lease that one. The horsepower requirement is 200 horses. Yes, I want to lease that one. Right, now back. And then back out of there again, and then we want to go to, I think, yes, it's under miscellaneous. I think it's that one. With this tool, poplar can be pushed down to be taken by the biobaler. So you got that bumper right there. Now, I don't know where that one's supposed to go. I think that goes on the front of the tractor. Pretty sure that one just goes on the front of the tractor. But I'm not 100% sure, so we'll release that one as well. Because it's something to do with the biobaler, isn't it? And then we'll come out of there. So I don't think there's anything else that we need to do with getting the biobaler. We've got our own vehicle right there. We've got that one, which is 240 horsepower, so that one can tow everything. So it's all going to be fine with that. And all we need to do now is check on this. And you can see in the middle of the field there, we've actually got what's looking like... yeah, there is a little bit of fertilizer on there already. So, I mean, if we go take those off, right, we've got some fertilizer coming up in places, and then some fertilizer not. So it's sort of, I don't know. It's like it's saying, oh no, it's because it's already fertilized around the edge, so it shouldn't actually need any fertilizer. And that might actually be why the fertilizer hasn't gone out. Is that anything to do with it? I don't know. It seems to be using fertilizer up anyway. And then that one will go up. Okay, so we'll let that one carry on. He's doing a grand job at the moment. And I want you now. Let me double check the animals and make sure we don't want to throw any bales into any of them. Grass, hay, alright, we'll put 2 bales in for the sheep. We want to put 2 bales in for those horses right there. And then these horses down here, they could also have... Alright, we'll put 2 bales in for each of the sheep before we take the front loader and the weight off the back. And then we've got to take both of them off so that we can go skipping back over to the dealership and we can get the next bit that we want to get over there. So, let's bring you up a minute and... grab 2 bales there, like that. Let's not go too nuts with them, shall we? Right, we bring you on round this way. We dump that in there, like that. So there's 2 bales for the sheep, and then we want 2 bales each for the other 2 pens of horses. I'm not going to try and be clever and carry 4 bales. That's just not going to happen. I'll be, you know, sensible, and we'll do 2 bales at a time. So there's the first 2 bales for the first 2 horses. First 2 horses? Pen of horses. Bring this on down here. Whiz in round this way. There, like that. And then we go and get 2 more. And then we've done all the horses. We won't worry about water and stuff like that for a minute. We can deal with that later. And the biobaler, it might be that we'd leave the hired help doing a fair bit of that one as well. Because, I mean, let's be honest, there's there's going to be a lot of bio-baling that needs to be done. We've got a fair field of poplars up there. I'm not really sure how long it's going to take to do all of that. Having not used the baler before, we get 2,000 litres per bale. So we're not sure of the speed of the operation of the machine either. I didn't check that. I probably could have checked that. I probably could check that right now, actually. We can just see how fast we can drive in the field with it. We will. We'll have a look. Once I put this bale in, we will go and check the speed of our baler, just to see what that's going to be like once we get going. Let's bring you in there. Go on. Come off. Come off. There. Right. Thank you very much. And then we want to go to you. We want to go to baling technology. We want to go to that one. 4 miles an hour. Okay, it's going to be a fairly slow job. We did think that it was probably going to be a slow job anyway. It's not, so that's not coming as much of a surprise to anybody, or at least I don't think it's coming as much of a surprise to anybody. It's a fairly substantial operation that it's going to be doing. So you'd kind of expect it to be quite a slow-moving machine as it goes around the fields. So we leave that one there, and then we come out here. In order to sell them, I'm assuming that the round bales are similar to the other bales, so they can be picked up with standard round bale equipment. At least I'm hoping this is the case, because then we can pick them up on a standard round bale trailer, or we could even just pick them up with our trailer right here. Before we go racing too far down there, let's just go back and check on this bad boy up here. It's doing that. Right, that is one thing that really annoys me sometimes with this game. It'll do this bit, like the hired help gets hung up on something there, and it's right on the end of a run, so it won't sort of start another run either, and which means that you got to manually haul it on round and start it. So we'll put that one down there. And then I'll move it up to there. That's close enough. Just let that carry on there. Right. Yeah, I know I got a big overlap. That's fine. Should be alright up the other end there. There is a bit of an overlap on it up that other end. But again, it should be alright. It's what it's going to do down that other end that I'm wondering about. You know, I'm going to trust my employee. Just for once. Just for once. I'm actually going to trust my employee. I want to get this baler. We want to get the baler back here. And we want to get into those poplars. So let's get this bad boy here up to that dealership so that we can at least make a start on this. It would be really nice to be able to do some of this. Do some of the work. I'm going to put my little beacons going. There we go. Yeah, it would be absolutely awesome to be able to get into these poplars and actually start making bales. I think we'll do a round around the outside maybe, and then we'll see about picking up some of these bales and see what happens with it. If we can't pick bales up using either a standard round bale collector or the auto-load trailer, I'm wondering then what we should do. Whether we should seriously reconsider putting hundreds of these bales everywhere. Because if we get loads and loads of these bales coming out at 2,000 litres a pop, and then we've got to spend hours picking them all up again, it's not really something that I want to do. I don't really want to be spending that level of time working on it. Alright, it seemed to do the turn just fine up there. It'll come back down this way, turn again, and then it's like got quite a long way to go right up towards the pine trees up the end. So it's doing some very long runs on this field. So that one should be all tickety-boo. They do switch the engine off very quickly when you leave the tractors alone. Very economically, well, they're very environmentally minded and also economically minded as well. Why are you in there? We've got to assume that that is for the front. That's the only assumption we can make, is that this is for the front link, right? There doesn't appear to be anything else that could go on. It definitely doesn't seem like it would be something that would go on the back. Unless... like, I'm looking at that. No. because that one there, that goes on a 3-point linkage as well. Right, we put that one out there, we hook that one on. See, that's on the 3-point linkage right there. It's lifted that one up into the air. We've got lower baler. Oh, that is fantastic. Turn it on, lower it. It does come out to the side, but that's on mouse controls. Yeah. It does come out to the side, but that's on the mouse controls. It does it like that. The other one... Oh, I see. That lifts the flap there up and down. I'm not entirely sure how you should use this one. I thought it would come out to the side a set distance. But it doesn't. This is very much like a side-mounted mower. So there's no set distance for this. Oh, hang on. Oh no, I've already got it lowered. I already had it raised, sorry. Right, we get this back to the yard and then we'll take another, a closer, more investigative look. Yeah, see, we've got some big long runs coming up now on this field. All the way down. The big question is it going to be able to do the turns okay down the bottom end? Still going to avoid the... I'm hoping it will still avoid the railway and all the rest of it. And also, I mean, if it doesn't, if we find that it now starts having trouble being able to do the turn, what we can do is we can simply... If you look here, right, we're on that part of the field now. And we can... Like, it's starting to go up against that triangle. If it doesn't... If it's not able to handle making that turn right there, what we will then do is we will start it working over this side. And we'll let it work all the way down through there to get to about that point. And then it should be alright here because that's not as steep a turn. So it should be alright starting from that side and working upwards. But I'm hoping it's going to do the job here without any issue. But there are ways around it. So that's all I'm sort of looking to say here is there are ways around it. If it doesn't look like it's going to quite do what you want it to do, you can definitely, like, just move it around the field a little bit and try another angle. This is the big question. Will it go all the way up there and finish that bit before it stopped? Okay, it has gone all the way up there and it's finished that bit. Now we got to hope that it will... I mean, it's backing up. That bit there, that's a promising start. It backs all the way up to there. It's going to back further. And then it will do the turn. How far back it's going to go, we don't really know. You know, that's probably okay there. Right, so it's giving itself plenty of room to do the turn. Can't really fault it for that. Plenty of room there all the way round. And then it's doing the turn. And then it's straightening up. It's getting that lined up absolutely beautifully. And it will come back and then... immediately start correcting, and correcting well, it must be said. It's doing a good job there, but how far back? Not quite far enough, really. So there is going to be a line of triangles down that side of the field that we will have to go back and clean. But it's doing it itself, right? It is actually doing what we want it to do, which is a step in the right direction. Now, there was... I don't know if I've actually got it active at the moment. I might have to come back and do this another time. There was a mod, which was another one of these seed placeables, but not that one. It was the other one that I was talking about. It's not here. Right. I'll have to look at getting that another time. And I didn't realise I had great big pits in the field. There and up here. I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 of them. Yeah, there is 2 of them. There's 2 pits in the field there. I don't know where they came from. Because it wouldn't... That was actually in the middle of the field. I didn't put those in. I've no idea where they came from. But anyway, let's go to you. This is the bit that we're after. We want to go to that one. And there is no unfold option on this. So it is entirely set manually on this. We've got turn on baler and we've got lower baler. But I want... this one to be running out the side, so I'm going to want it out that side, out there, like that. And you could sort of bring it out a bit, I suppose. There, like that. How far out do we want this thing to go? We'll go something like that. And we'll start that one up there. And off it goes. Right, I'm not cutting, you know, we're really not cutting very wide. I wanted to do once around the edge, maybe a couple times around the edge, just get an idea of what the thing is like, and just to give ourselves a little bit of space for, like, doing the rest of it. The hired help, I don't really know how they're going to perform with it. Now, you see, where I'm going over it with the harvesting, it's actually removing the texture for the lime, and it's giving us a new texture on the ground. Oh no, it's not so much a new texture, it's just removing the lime. Which is very strange. I don't know why it would be removing the lime bit. I mean, I don't think it makes any difference, to be honest. I don't think it's going to affect anything. It also appears from testing that has been done by people on the Discord. Petro Gracemark, I think, did most testing with this one. That this only takes poplars, right? You can't just put loose wood chips into it. You can't drive over a stack of loose wood chips. It won't take any other crops either. You can't go and do some bio-baling with anything else. You've literally just got poplars that you can put into this and nothing else. So it'll come up alongside a run of them like that. I mean, that looks really good, the way that it's going through them all there. But it is only taking one lot at a time. And so we want to go on a bit more. Go on, we want to get this all. There we go, 2,000, right. So it's pretty accurate with the amount that it takes in there. We'll bring that one back, and so what do we got to do now? We just unload baler, I guess. Just press Y, unload baler, and there is our bale of wood chips. There it is, in all its glory. So I'll let that one drop down there. And as it's rolled out like that, we'll leave it there a minute. Let's go out and have a look. So we've got the Biobaler right there. That's ready to go into it, and this is actually looking pretty cool, that one. And then, oops, okay, I didn't mean to do that. And then over here we've got the new Biobale. I can't pick that one up. It's too heavy to pick up. We'll go and get ourselves a tractor in a minute. That one's actually doing a remarkably good job. I just want to see what it's going to do here, and then we'll go and get our truck. Oh yeah, I've also got to... Oh, excuse me. I've also got to refill this one. It bugs me a lot. Well, one, it bugs me that we've got those great big holes in the ground, but those don't seem to affect anything. But no, the other thing that really bugs me a lot is the fact that we've got to go and refill this one. I've got 6 tons of fertilizer on here, but I'm going to run out of corn really rapidly. And that does irritate me a little bit. Let's go to you, and then pallets, square bales, small square bales, 1.3 round bales. We'll see if this works with a 1.3 round bale, or if this has got to be picked up with something else. I really hope that it will just recognize it and load it, because if it doesn't, it's going to be one of the most irritating things you can imagine. Although, you know, well, maybe some of the other round bale equipment will pick it up. So let's go there. I've pressed... It picks it up. I can carry 48 of these in one load if I want to. So I'll stop it right there, and I will move you off to the side. We'll dump you down there. And then let's get rid of that. I'll bring that one... Actually, I'll move that one up there a bit so he's a little bit more out of the way. And we'll shut that one off. And then we'll come back down here. And we'll go back to you. Right. We'll start that one back up again, and we'll carry on with this. So we're going to carry on doing a round around the outside. At least that's what we were doing to start with, was just a bit around the outside of the field. And then, once we've done that, we'll see about doing, well, probably hired help. I think if we can, that's actually we'll test that in a minute. Once we get through this bit, there is another part, another thing that I want to test, because we don't have enough room along the lower edge of our field. There's definitely not enough room for it to be able to push the crop down, like to go alongside it. We're going to have to drive up through the crop. So that's going to be the next bit we're going to test, and test the push bar on the front and see how that affects it, and whether it does anything really. Coming around there, and it does go kind of strange. It's doing alright. Bring you down here. We've got 75% on that bale there, but yeah, we know the other balers, you can't use hired help on them, and so chances are we won't be able to use hired help on this one either, right? It's just not going to let us do it. So I'm going to lift this one up like that. I've still got it running, but I've lifted it up, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to bring it down here, spin round like that, and I'll dump the bale out down the bottom, just there. There we go. Way up in the air and dump it down. Then we can go back up round. You know, if I switch the machine off a minute, like that, and then I come up through here, and then I come back down here, and then I put it going again. I don't think that it's going to take... Well, see, I've absolutely no idea about hired help. Genuinely have no idea. I haven't looked on the menu either, because surely it should tell us, shouldn't it? If hired help is available. It's not saying on there. It's definitely not telling us anything about hired help on there. So if I go like that, I want to put that kind of straight like that, I think. And then this one comes in here. That's pushing the bar down in front. Now, it is bringing it back up again pretty quickly. Hired help is not an option. I pressed H. It didn't do anything. You cannot use hired help to do this job, which means that we've got to do it all manually. Now, I like this. This is actually very, very cool. The way this is working here, this is very cool. Right, pushing it all down like that. I think that means that the whole thing... Oh no, it's just where I'm going. I'm backing it back that way a little bit just to make it easier to take it out. So that when we come back through, it's not gonna kind of be in our way. There, and then you go back into it. Now, if you were to do something like this in real life, right? If you were to be pushing along with it like this, you probably wouldn't have the rows quite so thick as this. Normally, I suppose you would have it side mounted rather than directly in front of you, but you could still do it directly in front of you. But if you were to do it directly in front, yes, you've got the pusher bar on the front that we're using. So, you know, we've got that bit. That is oh, let's stop because I need to unload the bale. Wow, we're going to have a lot of bales out of this field. Although this bit down here is obviously a bit thicker planted, isn't it? We've got more poplars on this part of the field. But yeah, if you were to have a pusher bar and doing it like this, what you'd also have is a probably just a tarpaulin or something like that. Quite a heavy duty one, admittedly. But yeah, you would have something underneath the tractor protecting the bottom of the tractor, and that would be spread all along underneath in order to stop it getting damaged in any way. And that does work really well. It's highly effective having something like that on there. Let's push you back that way a bit. We've got a little bit on this lower side that we've missed. So if I go like that and out it goes. Close that one. That bale is now going to roll off and disappear. I've missed a little bit down on the side there. I haven't quite got low enough on the side. Yeah, it's done it alright this time. Come in around there. And now we've got... Trying to decide. No, we'll go around. I think we'll go around again. Not that it really matters. We've got to do this field manually, so this is going to take a long time to do this field. I'm actually seriously tempted to only do part of the field and not do the whole thing, because this is one of those jobs that is like really time consuming. It would probably be alright doing a time lapse of some of this, but honestly for this series I don't think it's something that we want to do all of. We could go and get the what do you call the thing, the forager. We could do it with the forager, try it like that. That one's dropped out. That's going to that bale's. I don't know where that bale's going to go. That's gone. It might make it all the way to the bottom. If it makes it all the way to the bottom of the field, that would be better. I'll bring you in around this way, like that. There. This top part of the field is nowhere near the like the crop is nowhere near as thick. This is a better thing, I think. The lower part of the field is definitely a much thicker crop, which is going to affect the speed at which we can get through. I mean, yeah, it does mean that we get a huge amount more bales, but it definitely affects the speed of it as well. This is a slow process. I'm a little bit disappointed that we couldn't have hired help doing this. You know, I know that some people prefer not to use hired help for just about anything. Me, a job like this, I would say this would be absolutely spot on perfect for hired help. You let the hired help carry on with a job like this, and you could generate quite a significant quantity of bales from it, right? There is the potential for a lot of work to get done on this if the hired help would be able to cope with the complexity of like letting the bales out when the bales are made, and just the little details. Like, I mean, I'm guessing that's partly why you can't have it. It's because the hired help wouldn't be able to cope with making the bales. Which, yeah, like I said, it's a shame, because that would make our life a lot better, a lot easier. Now, if I bring you up here, like that, are you going to be a good boy with this bale? Right, that one will come out there. Is it going to try and spin that? The bale has already turned around and decided to start rolling off. There it goes. It's already turning. It's heading downhill. It's going to go in a straight line now. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. I'm expecting that one to wind up down the bottom somewhere. Not quite sure where, but somewhere it'll turn up down the bottom. Never mind, we'll leave it carry on. In the meantime, we will carry on with this. So we'll just ease into this row right here. Go on and do that bit. And we'll go on round down to the bottom end. And then we've got to seriously consider whether we keep going with the bales or if we go and do something different. We could get bales, and I mean, I already tested one of those bale collectors in the what do you call it, in a live stream that we did. Not this one just gone, but the live stream previously, when just after the Anderson DLC came out on Marwell Manor. I tested then one of the bale collectors, and it was really cool, right? There's no denying it. It was a very cool looking bale collector, the way that it picked up and put the bales down and left them out in a really long row. So I don't think we really need to worry about that too much with the bales. We've already seen one of the round bale collectors, so that's not really a thing that I think we need to be concerned about. So then all we're really looking at, right, I can close that down. All that's going to get me is a whole lot of trouble, because the baler is pulling the bale with me. See? It's going to stop. It has stopped. Step in the right direction. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.